Alright, we got another new e-bike here on the channel. This is the RAEV Bullet GT. So yeah, another cafe style or Super 73 type of e-bike here with the 20-inch by 4-inch fat tires. Lots of these out there now, but this one's kind of different. There's in this frame here with this sort of like tubing style here. It's definitely not a stealth e-bike. I mean, you can clearly tell there's a battery right there, a giant battery, and that's okay. Not every e-bike has to be stealth, but it does have a very unique look. 6061 aluminum frame, very strong. It's a well-built bike. I'll show you here in details the frame construction and everything. Been riding around for a little bit here, and it's very solid. No rattles or creaks or anything strange. Front fork suspension. You got a rear coil suspension, so nice smooth ride all around. This here is there's the Bullet GT and the Bullet GTX, I believe. So this is sort of the mid-range one. Has two battery options. So this one here is the 20 amp hour battery, which is you can see the battery's already installed right here. And if you get the 28 amp hour version, it adds a second battery below the tube here that's added on, adds an extra 8 amp hours. And the difference in range, the 20 amp hour here, this one gives you 31 miles on throttle only. If you get the 28 amp hour version, it gets you 43 miles on throttle only. Okay, so in the back here we've got a 750 watt motor with 75 newton meters of torque. It does burst to 1000 watts, and it is a 48 volt system. So as I mentioned before, the battery was a 20 amp hour battery, and it's a 48 volt battery. So we also got a Shimano Tyranny derailleur, pretty standard on most e-bikes, and a 7-gear cassette. On the other side here, we've got a 160 millimeter rotor. So we got some hydraulic disc brakes here. The branding on the hydraulic disc brakes are a company called Nut. I haven't seen that one before, but they work really well. Very good stopping power. It's a pretty powerful e-bike. So yeah, you're going to need some powerful hydraulic brakes, and this one definitely cuts that. And in the front here, we've got a pretty big headlight, nice and bright. Also got some nice heavy-duty front suspension here. They do have a tension adjustment and a lockout. 60 millimeters of travel. And in the rear, we've got the coil suspension. It's a single shock. It is adjustable here, 40 millimeters of travel, but I just rode everything here on the factory default settings, and I felt the ride was very comfortable. And down here at the bottom, we've got the controller box. It's where your motor controllers are, ESCs, and also the cadence sensor. And this bike does have a cadence sensor, not a torque sensor. The seat here is pretty nice. It's not, it's kind of a unique shape, very comfortable. It is made out of recycled materials, so it's good for the environment, of course, and very comfortable. Not too firm, but firm enough. And of course, with the suspension, you hardly feel any of the bumps at all. One of the nicest in terms of feeling on your butt. Very, very nice for the seat. And again, here in the back we have a reflector, and just below that is a brake light, and that does light up when you pull on the brake levers. And just another look at the front suspension from this side, also the frame. Very nice welds, very nice paint job. I do like this sort of metallic green paint job. It's kind of glossy. It is available in other colors, black, red, and yellow, in addition to the green. You can see here additionally the key there for the battery. It is removable, but you can charge it in the bike or off the bike. And just going down the rest of the frame here, take a look at the welds. Very clean overall, very nicely constructed bike, and you can see their sticker, designed in the USA, obviously built in China and shipped from China. Alright, so taking a look at the handlebar here, very nice, comfortable, ergonomic grip. You got your brake lever here, again, branded Nut for the hydraulic disc brakes. Got a Shimano SIS shifter, fairly standard for this class. The handlebar here is kind of like this BMX style. So it's not super wide, but it's good enough. Got your computer display here, bike display. You can change your pedal assist levels, long power to turn on the bike. This bike has a top speed of 20 miles an hour. It is factory speed locked, and there are instructions in the manual on how to unlock it, so it can go as fast as 28 miles per hour. We recommend consulting the manual for instructions on how to do that. And there are 3 levels of pedal assist, and we'll show you the speed test here in a moment and the amount of speed you get on each level of pedal assist. Alright, lastly, taking a quick look at the wire cable management. Very clean, and really no complaints there. Works really well, looks really nice. Alright, so it's enough talking about all the specs on the bike. Let's go ahead and ride it and see how it performs. Alright, so we'll start off in pedal assist level 1 from a complete stop, and we're just going to be pedaling. I'm in a middle gear, and I'm freewheeling a little bit because this is the cadence sensor, pretty standard. As long as you're pedaling, the motor will provide assistance, and we're getting about a little over 12 miles an hour on pedal assist level 1. Alright, take it to level 2. And we're hitting about 15.8 miles per hour on level 2. Alright, let's take it up to level 3. And we're hitting the limit here. Woo. About 24 miles per hour. So I guess the speed limiter is only on throttle, so you get about 24 miles per hour when pedaling. Let's take it back to level 1, and we'll just do throttle only now. So interesting that, yeah, huge amounts of power on level 3 when pedaling, and it goes up to about 24 miles an hour. Not speed limited when you're pedaling, only when you're on throttle. So now on throttle only, level 1, we're going about 12, a little over 12 miles per hour, about 12.2 miles per hour. Not that fast on throttle only. All right, take it to level 2. About 15.8, 15.9 on level 2. So that's about the same as on pedal assist. Alright, so now let's see what it is on level 3. Alright, hitting level 3, throttle only. $18, $19. 19.5, 19.8. So hit max speed was 19.8 on level 3 on throttle only. So the speed limiter seems to only kick in on throttle, and when you're pedaling, it doesn't seem like it kicks in. Also, something worth noting is that these batteries, the cells in the battery, are Samsung 21700 cells, so that the bigger lithium-ion cells can provide more current, and it's going to give you more acceleration and more speed compared to some other e-bikes that have, you know, unbranded, no-name cells that probably won't provide as much power as these. So another value there for this particular bike. The Samsung 21700 cells are high quality and provide a lot more power. Alright, so a few last thoughts on the bike here before I end the video. Overall, super comfortable ride, nice solid bike, really well built, and you know, it's fun to ride, and it's got tons of range. So if you're worried about, you know, not having enough battery, not enough range, this one has tons of range and tons of acceleration and power. Definitely can go off-road into the grass, dirt, that kind of stuff in this one, no problem with the knobby tires. I think the suspension is well tuned, the seat is comfortable, so I can definitely imagine myself sitting on this bike for many hours of riding without any sort of discomfort. I do like the fact that I can kind of sit back. The handlebars are just about perfect for my height. I think the bike is meant for 5'1" to 5'11". I'm a little bit taller than the recommended height on this one, so I am leaning over a slight bit, but it's hardly noticeable. It doesn't bother me at all. I do feel very comfortable on this bike. Just a few notes here on the bike build. Pretty standard for most e-bikes. It comes about 90% assembled. Do have to put on the handlebars and the front wheel. Fairly straightforward, and also the front headlight and the pedals. Took me roughly 20-25 minutes to put the whole bike together. Really not a big deal. Yeah, for most e-bikes, pretty standard, and you know, it came together very nicely. I love the look of this bike. I think I'll be keeping this one around a while, so I'm pretty happy with it so far. Since I'll be keeping it for a while, if you wanted a long-term update, let me know down in the comments below. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video for now. Talk to you guys in the next one.